Okay. Okay, welcome everybody. Steve Rosenberg, Moortown Rep and Chair of the Outreach Committee. I'm calling the meeting to order on January 21st, 2025 at 7:04. I guess we should quickly introduce ourselves. Bobby, do you want to start?
Sure, I'm Bobby Roode, representative from Waitsfield and a member of the Outreach Committee.
I'm Ashley Woods. I am from Warren and I am the current board chair.
Don't be shy.
And I'm Cindy Senning, Vice Chair of the board.
I'm Asher Berg. I am a volunteer.
Mike Looklater, Superintendent.
Lisa Essler, Director of Operations and Finance.
Tanner Wisdom, HUUSD, Director of Communications, Enrollment, and Innovation.
Okay, thank you. The first thing to do is to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting. Is there a motion to do so?
I'd make a motion to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting.
Thanks,
I'll second.
Bobby. Thank you. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Bobby, are you willing to take notes?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. If people will let me.
Oh, we'll let you. Sure.
Hippo is the dog.
We'll give him a treat later.
Yeah, well, yeah, he started kind of with strange behavior lately, so, all right, quiet then during the meeting.
Okay, the next thing to do is to approve the minutes from the last meeting back in October. Can I have a quick motion, please?
I motion to approve the minutes from from when was it?
October 22nd.
Last
Right.
October 22nd.
Yep,
I'll second them.
thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. We already went through who's present. I think there are no members of the public present. Asher doesn't count. Okay. So I think we don't have any public comment. Okay, so there are just a few agenda items, but the basic idea is outreach activities gearing up for the budget vote in March. So the Finance Committee also has been doing some outreach, and I wanted to let everybody know the events that are now on the calendar. So I have to go to my calendar, just a second. Yeah, so Tuesday, February 4th, there's going to be a Zoom meeting for the public from 7 to 8:30 p.m. where some board members will be present to answer questions about the budget. And of course, everybody here is invited to participate. That would be very nice.
Lisa, are you able to participate?
Yeah,
Me?
I thought I was doing a mini.
Yeah, I thought you were doing a presentation and then we were gonna build on that.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
Okay,
I'm good for all the dates.
Perfect.
great. And then the next scheduled one is the next Tuesday, February 11th at the Jocelyn Library in Waitsfield, 4 to 5 p.m.
3:30. Because it's their
3:30 to
last,
5.
yeah, because it's the last hour of the day. I asked if we could just start at 3:30 in case it, people. I would imagine that would be maybe older locals from Waitsfield area who might hear about that and come to that library, because that's kind of that's a good hub. So I
Okay.
thought it might be a little longer.
Yeah. And then the final one is Tuesday, the 25th, so 2 weeks after the last one, at the Black Cap Cafe in Waterbury from 4 to 5. So
Now is the idea for that one just to be more of a chat?
Yep.
I think for both the Jocelyn Library one and the Waterbury one, yeah.
Okay.
So
Steve, did you see
Yeah.
the spelling for Jocelyn is Joslin?
I did not.
Okay, yeah, it's a Jocelyn family. Many of them still live in Waitsfield, so.
Uh-oh. I
Work
better
at the Jocelyn Round Barn.
Yeah, they're nice people. They're very nice.
I better correct that with the leases.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So I got a little ahead of myself, and I guess the board has to vote to approve these events. And Ashley, is that easily done tomorrow?
Yep, we're just gonna amend the agenda to add that action item.
Okay.
And then you can sort of describe it when you report out from your committee, and then we'll do the action item in the action items. Is that what we're gonna do? Yeah, Cindy?
Yes,
Okay,
I have it
Okay.
as its own tally sheet.
thank you.
It has all the dates on it and everything right in the motion. So we don't have to do a bunch of motions, just one
Right,
motion.
perfect. Yep.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, then another thing I wanted to report, I will try to share the screen and show you what I just got today. Okay, are you able to see this? Get out the vote
Yes,
Google poll. So this is being put out by, I don't know if it's exactly the teachers union or just some of the teachers, but it's talking about, this is pretty great. It's showing that we're getting good union support for the vote the first time around. Here's all the volunteer opportunities, and then it's just signing up for this and that. Honk and waves, attending the school board meeting, posting on Front Porch Forum. So I think they've really thought this through. I think it's pretty terrific. I'm going to figure out how to send it around to the board members, but at the moment, when I open it, it comes to my email address, and that's not so good for everybody else.
Yep.
Lisa.
Wanted to double check on each one of these meetings. I'll have one presentation. Do you want something different at each meeting, or same presentation for each meeting?
I don't think so.
Same.
Do you know how you're going to give the presentation at the Jocelyn Library and the cafe?
you could just have a laptop.
Or I'd even suggest if it's more of a conversation, maybe
Yeah.
just a one-page fact sheet that we can talk through.
I like that idea.
I like that too.
Okay.
Yeah, rather than just a presentation, I'd rather be there to communicate and
Definitely.
feedback.
Yep.
So maybe I'll have something up on the screen. I'll have a projector and have something up on the screen, but then also have
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the coffee shop one and the library one, I
Yeah.
really think that is a way more, I estimate, I'm guessing it will not be a lot of people, and it will be a really great way to just connect with some people. So I think don't work too hard on a presentation as much as I love the one page thing. I think that that would be, that's digestible in that short time.
Right, and then people can go to the website if they want to see more.
Yep.
Mhm.
I think that's important to just talk and, answer questions and tell people what we're trying to do.
So in terms of creating a one-page fact sheet,
Yep.
this is something I wanted to discuss. We have kind of different FAQs floating around in different media. So we have the budget page that's on the board's website that Asher's been working on. Dan Rossioli and some others put together a FAQ for the finance committee on the school board budget. And one thing I wanted to talk about tonight is kind of making sure we're not duplicating a lot of effort. So
Where is the FAQ specific to finance? Where are people finding that?
That's a good question, because we work.
hang on,
Go ahead.
I'll show it to you.
I'm looking, oh,
Okay, we have to
I thought
reshare this.
I thought we'd more or less, I thought we'd worked to have one. And then
Yeah, I mean,
some of Dan's, but
are you seeing this screen or not?
yep.
Yep. So
Haven't seen that one.
where is that feeding from, Steve? Is that from the budget sheet, the budget page for the web page, or where is that?
well, I wish I could tell you. This is a complaint of mine. The only way I could find this on the district drive was searching for Dan Rossioli, because I know he put it together.
So it was the thing, and I worked on it too.
Yeah, right.
Okay, but there is one up right on the district website, or no? Yes, please.
It feels like I need to send out an email to some chairs and start gathering everything that's been created into like a central place. And then Asher's going to talk about his work. And then we can start consolidating all of this.
That would be great.
Yeah, we're trying to keep everything on that one budget page. So when you go to the landing page, HUSD.org, at the very top, you'll see a little dollar sign. When you click on that, that's where we're trying to consolidate all the budget information. So if you have something that that's been vetted that you want to put up there, if you let Shannon Wisdom know, she'll take care of posting that information.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I'm not sure Mike Bishop is aware, of what of the procedure. And I remember doing this and then I don't remember what happened. So that's good.
I think we did work on it, then it kind of is hanging fire at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm happy when I walk through the draft update to sort of propose how we can just sort of consolidate this stuff and how it can just sort of feed in there so that there's not duplication.
Yay, that sounds awesome.
Do you want to have a copy of this? Maybe that would be start with.
I have a copy of this.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep.
I mean, I do have a general complaint. I have a hard time finding stuff on the district drive. I couldn't find this until I remembered that Dan worked on it.
Well, there's the Google Drive, unless you have kind of folders created, it is more difficult because you have to do search term parameters. And that's why we try to keep everything linked on the district website in that $sign area.
Okay.
We need to improve it, I guess, in other words, like we need to really, so people can get at it. Because I was wondering this myself.
Yeah, if it goes into the Google Drive, it's not accessible to the public generally.
Right.
Unless it's linked someplace on the actual website.
Right.
So should I be emailing Dan Rossioli, Mike Bishop, and then Steve? Are those from the finance committee and then this outreach committee? That's all the people that will have created some of these documents.
I don't think Mike created anything. I think the finance committee one is Dan's.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I thought there was another one that Asher had worked on maybe already, or I don't know.
Okay.
I thought we'd seen two already. Yeah,
Yes, that was really feeding into, I think, where we are today. So we don't have to worry about that as a duplicative document. I think there's probably just this finance committee FAQs and then the talking points that Steve put together.
yeah.
Those are the only ones that I'm aware that are sort of floating out there. Uh, and I think that we can just include them as links. Although having read sort of the finance committee's FAQs, we should just make sure that we've gone through all of it and we feel like that's actually ready for prime time.
Yeah, that's my concern is I feel like we left that we weren't 100%.
Yeah, it feels like it's
Yep.
still in draft.
Yeah, so that's, I think that's just a work in progress and I'd rather it wasn't linked anywhere until we work on it.
Where is it now in draft form?
The drive.
Oh,
Right.
Okay,
I can reshare it, Cindy, to you.
okay, or tell me what it's called. I can find it. I'm on the drive now anyway, but thank you, Lisa.
It's called Finance Committee FAQ.
Oh, I bet you I could find that.
So is the talking points sheet that really it was Corey and I worked up, is that good enough for, it's not really good enough for a handout at these public events. Should it be cleaned up, kind of put in handout form?
And just a reminder too, Ashley, Cindy and I had a conversation today, with the board's communication protocols, that was approved, last was approved was 2022. It does say, we do want to make sure that the full board sees anything that goes up
Yeah.
that's from a committee, because committees are advisory. So before that gets published, the full board the committee should update the board at a meeting and make sure the board's okay with,
Yes, like this FAQ, we're gonna share out and make sure everybody reads it, right? I mean, at a meeting.
Or has the opportunity to read it.
Right.
Yeah.
They might.
Can we do that in email? Can we like create, can the work be done to sort of centralize it and make it one thing and at least this first FAQ piece, and then can we email it to the whole board for them to look at and then, because I don't want to wait another 2 weeks.
No.
Yeah.
I think you can email it, but you can't ask the board to approve it via email or else you're in violation of open meeting law.
Could we add it? I mean, I think it was very close.
If you can get it done, you could add it tomorrow.
Yeah. I think that would be smart if we could, so that we can.
Asher, do you have time to take a look at that?
Well-
By tomorrow, I don't know if I have time to look at it, but
If we're
I would
just,
say, I mean, I think the question is like, what are we trying to achieve with it? I would say that when we walk through, I put together the thing that the FAQs add is that there's some deeper. It's like the click, like basically 2 clicks deeper. So I think there's some of those FAQs that honestly are not necessary because they're already covered, but then there's some of those FAQs that are that second or third click that are actually useful as a link for folks who like really want to go deeper and want to have. So I think it's worth getting the main update up and then making sure that the secondary sort of FAQs, if we want to link, are solid and additive.
So we'll just take the time it takes then. I don't want to rush it.
I mean, it'd be
Well-
great to move, but
Let's
that's
do it at our
pretty
next
fast by
meeting. We can do
tomorrow.
it in 2 weeks.
Wait, I couldn't hear what you were saying, Cindy.
What'd you say,
I
Cindy?
was just to say, I think we should just wait and do it at our next board meeting. And,
Okay,
I
okay,
think we should wait and do it at our next meeting.
I got you. Yeah, I agree.
okay,
Okay.
well, I'm happy to take those talking points from the meeting Ben and I had with the Moortown Select Board.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep,
happy to take that and try to turn it into a one-page handout.
that'd be great.
But I guess I'm not rushing to do it tomorrow, or should I?
Well, we don't need it really until we are doing our outreach moments, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, really. So no, I don't, of course I'm inclined to rush because I'm like, you gotta get the information out there, like feel that way, but it's okay. It is still January. This thing, yeah, no, just work on it and we'll get it
Right.
ready for the meetings where we have people. And even the meeting that's Zoom, it would be good to have it by then for board members. And
Well, and even something that people, well, Zoom, they can't take it away, but, whenever we're meeting with people, having something that people can take away.
yeah, you're right. That is good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Who's
Um,
doing that?
uh, Asher, did you want to talk about your work on the budget website?
Yeah, I can do that. Does everybody have that, or what's the best way to share that here?
He's
So,
screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let me pull it up.
I think I'm looking at it on my phone. So.
Trying to do that.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up.
I'm cautioning everyone, be very careful outside. I went out to check something at the mailbox and I did a real doozy of a fall.
Bobby, you
uh-oh.
didn't hit your head, did you?
No, saved my head, but I somehow banged my shoulder, which my poor shoulder, which seems to like heal and then get injured again.
Oh, be
Yeah, sorry to
careful.
hear.
Anyway,
Okay, let me see. Here we go.
I've been waiting for a doctor's appointment. I'm joking with myself, saying by the time I get there, I may have something really wrong with it.
My gosh.
Okay, can folks see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna walk through this, but I'm actually gonna skip to the end. Are folks familiar with what the current page looks like?
Yeah.
Here. Okay, so right now you do is you land on it and there's this great information, but it's a bunch of links. And there's a couple different personas of folks who will come to a page like this. There are the, information consumer, right? Somebody who just like, oh my God, there's all this information and I'm gonna click on every link and I've got an hour to dive into these various materials and explore it. And then there's most of us who have a few minutes and come and it's like, oh my God, there's some links. What are my takeaways? So the idea is to try to serve both of these folks out there in the community. And so what we have is, if you go to the end, you have the available budget resources, everything that we have that is currently linked, and then a coming soon section, which shows these are the resources that are coming, but we don't yet have linked. Shannon added some more resources today, so this list actually gets a little bit longer here, and this list actually gets a little bit shorter in this next version. But it really starts with the call to action, which is there's a budget vote, right? That's what's coming up. That's what people need to know. And it starts with the information that they need to know about the budget and basically walks them through sort of the pieces of information that they need to know. So they need to know that there's a vote. They need to know the key information about the vote and that they can vote early, specific information. Then the next piece that they need to know is that they're voting for something that is a real investment in the community and that we're really proud of the results, right? That this budget matters, that by investing in our schools, we get good schools. And what we've seen, there's lots of different ways to look at this and measure it, but just one simple way to visualize it is that the schools in the valley are ranked really strongly. They get good outcomes. So these budget dollars matter.
I
Um,
really like that visual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so this just comes from US News, but it shows that all of the schools are ranked in the top 50%, and we have a whole bunch, and we have three that are in the top 10%. Then the next thing is like, okay, what are we actually talking about in terms of money? So this is about balancing quality of education with responsible budgets. So our current budget is this, cost to maintain the level of service is this, and our proposed budget is this, which is 2.75% increase and below the recommended cap. And what people need to understand is like, wait a second, okay, why is an increase actually lower than this than what's needed to maintain the service budget? It's like, well, we're seeing a bunch of increases. Why costs would increase without these changes? So just sort of highlighting and trying to communicate at a simple level, what are the main drivers? We can edit all of this if there's other things we want to add in here. But those are sort of the main drivers, right? So it's like, what is the snapshot of the budget? What are we asking for? And what does it mean relative to what has happened before? And then what is the impact of this budget on staff and programs, right? That's sort of the next piece that people want to know or that they need. And there's really impacts on staffing, there's impacts on programs, and there's operational changes. So I've tried to sort of summarize based on the material what those changes are. And these can be modified or added. But there are difficult decisions that have to be made. And this is sort of a summary of the impact to staff and program. And these are, despite the fact that we've seen effectively steady enrollment, a couple student adjustment year over year, which is different than most districts that are facing more declining numbers. And then it gets to just the available budget resources. And we can have a stay informed. But I feel like those are like the main pieces that people need to know. And then you have, again, if people want to go deeper, if they want to see the actual spreadsheets, they can click on the available resources. If they want to see deeper FAQs, that's where it would go. A link here to the deeper FAQs or the coming soon. And yeah, that's a summary.
Yeah, thanks. Comments for Asher?
I like it. Can you go all the way to the bottom just one more time? I missed I was trying to read that very last piece about.
Oh, so available budget resources and then
That.
just the stay informed, this is more of a question for this group, like what else we would want to highlight. I think that throughout the website, it does a pretty good job of pointing to Mike's newsletter and everything. So I don't even know if this is necessary.
I think it's good. I
Yeah.
think we should be encouraging people to keep up with it. I mean, this is the thing that's hardest to break into, right? To get people to not just show up at voting day and not know anything, that I like it. What do other people think?
Yeah, no, I like it a lot. So this will be turned into a web page. Is this kind of considered, this is what the current budget web page will turn into? Is that the idea?
Yeah, so what I'm proposing is essentially, this information gets just reorganized into current, right, into this set of links here, the currently available and coming soon. And the rest of the content essentially comes up and lives in this space. And, things are organized in a pretty header and then text. So Shannon, we can talk about what needs to go here. There's a couple graphics, but I can either share these as either code or as images, whatever's easier for you to update the website. But essentially it drops in here where it's votes on the school budget, and then the next thing that they see is information about voting, and then this, and it flows down from there.
Do you think we should, Asher, we can talk more about organizing it, but yeah, that looks great. I don't have this document.
I sent it to the outreach committee I was on, so I can send that to you. Yeah.
Could you include me in that too?
Yeah, Lisa. Yep, absolutely. I'll send that both to you right now.
And I mean, I'll ask Lisa and Mike, does this contain the information you want?
I think it looks great. It provides some context for the why.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, thanks, Asher.
Yeah.
And I'd like to do a couple of things. I'd like to circle back to that Google form we saw that the teachers sent out. And I also just then want to open up for general discussion of other things we should be doing in the next month and a half before the budget vote. So I did want to say I was really delighted to see that sign up form from the teachers, because it seemed like last time around it took them until the third vote to really get involved, and I think it's kind of pretty. I think it's not an easy decision for them to support a budget that cuts positions. So I kind of admire them for doing this, and the fact that what they're doing is getting more linked up with what we're trying to do. It's just very mutually beneficial, I think.
Feels
So
like they understand the situation we're in, like we hit the ground running with them this time because
I
of that.
apologize. I'm gonna have to jump off for a call. Dan Sargent from First Students calling me.
sure.
Bro. Yeah, I'm impressed too. I think it's really forward thinking of them.
So Steve, are they emailing it to each other? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good
Because
question.
and this is something I would need to talk to Mike and Lisa about. I mean, we have email groups, I'm trying to figure out the audience and how to get this out there and acceptable ways to get it out there,
Yeah, okay.
approved
So,
of ways to get it out there, right?
I mean, I guess it's inappropriate to use the kind of parent email list, is that right?
Yeah, we
Because
wouldn't use that, but we have Google groups of teachers, I can email all faculty at all the schools.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. To get the survey out too?
To get the survey out.
That's a great idea.
I mean, why don't I just check back? This came from Tessa Courtney. I can
But
just,
they also have the administrators at the schools can also email that out to those groups. So just if I can do it, I'm happy to do it. It's
Thank
easy
you.
for me to do it. I can organize that effort. So I just need to find out if that's okay for me to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Approved for me to do it.
I'll check, because maybe they want to send it out to all the teachers since they
Exactly.
developed it.
I don't want to, exactly.
And then I'll also ask if they intend to send that out to wider community groups and see what else they have planned. And like I said, I'll try to figure out a way to share it with the board. anyway, I'm very pleased.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
have some other ideas.
Sure.
For Front Porch Forum, I can email to all community Front Porch Forums, via that one list. We have 2 per month per list. So your board is allowed 2 posts per month. And I think it goes by calendar month. So I think you want to get out some of these dates on Front Porch Forum pretty soon before the end of January. And Steve, I know that you like to run everything. You need to inform the Lisas first before we
Yeah.
do Front Porch Forum. So if you just stay in touch with me, I'll make sure I get these February events out on Front Porch Forum before the end of January. And then we can publicize them again in February. But I want to make use of those 2 posts that we're allowed before
Mhm.
the end of January.
Okay.
Okay, that's great. Yeah,
And then we can put this up on the website. I can do blog posts. We can hammer it. I just want to make use of the Front Porch Forum. We can do it on Facebook as well.
no, it's all great.
How much of that do we, that survey thing's got nothing to do with us really? We don't need to ask our board's permission about that?
No,
Right? It's got nothing
right,
to do with us.
right, right. Yeah, closer to the date of the Zoom meeting, I'd like a link put on the board's website. I mean,
Yeah,
last time the link was published in like the Valley Reporter, and it's like, who wants to copy a link
from the paper.
from a paper? Yeah.
Well, that's a good idea, and as soon as we've had our meeting tomorrow night, we could publish that, right?
Mhm.
Because once
Mhm.
that's the last thing, and it's on the 4th, so it's pretty soon.
Yeah.
2 weeks out.
Okay.
Are you
If any,
coordinating with Mad River TV about that too?
Yep.
oh,
So that people, if anybody who asks me if it will be recorded, I can say yes. It'll stream. Are you streaming it? Obviously you're streaming it, but it'll be recorded and available later.
Yep, I can check in with that guy. Christopher is his name. Do you want me to do that, Steve?
sure, thank you.
Yep. Christopher.
Okay, any other thoughts about publicizing these public events or the teachers' survey? Just let me know. And then just a final topic is kind of open-ended. Any brainstorming about other activities we can do before the budget vote? I mean,
I was telling Mike, we have an awesome newsletter platform now called S'more. And that's how we get out Mike's newsletter. That's how a few of our schools distribute their newsletter as well now. And I know a few other districts in Vermont use the S'more newsletter platform to put together a budget FAQ. So it might be nice to use that platform. Now, this would be mostly for our families, but our families are a huge part of our audience, a very important part of our audience to get to vote. Yes.
Yeah.
mhm.
Or just to get to vote, and so I was kind of thinking that if we could do it like a special edition of the budget S'more newsletter.
Mhm.
Do you think it should come out?
It needs to, I think it needs to come out before February break. So I think mid-February. I mean, you've got people that are going to start going to vote early. We gotta start reaching these people.
Yeah.
And what would this newsletter look like? Would it look like
If you go
kind
to
of-
our homepage, it'll
Yep.
look like our the district newsletter that Mike
Okay.
and I put together.
Yep.
with the help of the principals. So if you click on our homepage, the very first blog post has the district newsletter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we can make it look like, it'll look like this. And we can add the headings that we want to, we can make it look any way we want to, but it's just such a nice tool that is very colorful. It organizes ideas really well. You can add images really easily.
And we can use it to reach all the families that we-
Yes, and we can also reach the community with it, because we can do a front porch forum post that has the link to this special edition of the budget newsletter.
That's a great idea. I
Yeah.
like that it's not a date somewhere and that it's like a more broad sweeping thing. Who can put that together? Can you put it together, Shannon? Or
I will put it together. I just need to know what content is approved, what you guys want. And I think we can pull a lot of it from the FAQ that you're
Yeah,
going to
exactly.
yeah,
put together. That's what I was thinking, is that this would be a good format for your FAQ. And then, maybe Asher can help me a little bit to figure out
the look.
some content that might go in there.
Great. God, that would be great. So that's
Yep.
it's just under a month away, 3 weeks away. If I would love for you to work on that. Yeah. That seems like a no-brainer to me, man. I mean,
Yeah,
our parents are they're our best. That's one of our best groups to try to get to vote.
Well, if we look at how many voters voted, it was about the same number of parents that we have. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it lines up exactly. I didn't get the list,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, they got skin
Yeah.
in the game. That'll make you do it. So,
Yeah,
yes,
I'm-
let's
I'm
work.
happy to work on the content. As you said, I think it's kind of going to be massaging the frequently asked question document.
Yeah,
that's what I think we should do. We're just
Yep.
wanting to put it in front of their faces again.
Yep.
Yep.
Very good.
And use Front Porch Forum.
And Facebook. I'll put it on Facebook too.
Yeah, great.
And I'm also going to encourage the school board representatives to just post these kind of informal, personal posts on their hometown front porch forum. I think that's pretty effective. I mean, it can be less formal. I mean, Ben and I have very different styles when we put these things out, and I think it kind of works.
Right, you touch different groups. It's a good idea. You mean put the link out with a post from one of us?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good
Say,
idea.
hey, budget vote's coming up. However the board members want to phrase it.
Why don't you mention that in our meeting tomorrow?
I will.
Be your charming self and use a little guilt, just a little tiny bit of guilt.
Yep, carrots and sticks. That's what it's all about. Yeah, okay. Okay, any final thoughts?
I really, really, really hope the budget passes on the first time. That's my thought. Really hope so,
Yeah.
for all our sakes.
I'm feeling cautiously optimistic.
Me too. I do feel the Valley Viewpoint, last week, I think it was, I think you and I were talking on the phone, Steve, when I was reading it, and there was nothing really doomsday, and the question was related to the budget, and about, that it's gonna take some maneuvers to make it pass, or to make it low enough. And that gave me hope,
Yeah.
People aren't
Yeah.
slamming it yet and yelling at us yet. So
Yeah.
I think they also realize there's only so much we're in control of, and we're doing our very best.
right.
And I
Yeah.
don't think last year was the sticker shock of the property tax, everything was just too much.
And now we're all sick of the subject.
Yeah, I'm finding people are not, I was trying to get my signatures today to run for the school board again, and I stopped in the Jiffy Mart and there was a guy said, no, I live in Montpelier. I said, well, your school vote's important too. And he just seemed to be aware.
Right.
Very good.
And they had trouble too. All right. Well,
Okay,
very-
are we good for tonight?
Think so.
And I
Then-
checked the date, so I can certainly be at the Jocelyn Library. I'm happy to.
Great, awesome.
Great,
Me
great.
too, and Lisa will be there and,
Yeah, I'll be
yeah,
there.
and you'll be there. So if if we have those four, we will be good.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
Okay.
try to invite some people I know, maybe some Jocelyn's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jeannie, maybe Jeannie, maybe a few people would come and hear about it and take it back to their chat groups and their friends,
And Jeannie's a former, she worked at the Face in School. so-
Right, yeah. All right,
Okay, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
so moved.
Okay. Who wants to second it?
Second.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Thanks,
Very
Steve.
good. Thanks,
Everyone.
everybody. See almost everybody tomorrow night.
Let's
Sounds
do
good.
that. Take care, guys.
Thanks,
Okay.
everybody.
Bye.